When it comes to making pastry, the biggest challenge has to be the fear of failure. Once upon a time, I used to be in that same position. But now with practice, I got even better, and today I am going to be showing you a detailed recipe for laminated pastry, the long method. The shortcut method is also an option, but it does not give you the best result. When it comes to getting a very light flakiness at the top of our pastry, it can be intimidating because it is the belief that it is a skill reserved for baking professionals. This guide breaks down the puff pastry laminating process into simple, manageable steps, showing you the exact folding techniques to achieve bakery quality results at home. You will have all the bonus tips that you need to succeed at any pastry making attempt. Stick with me because we are about to demonstrate a detailed lamination process. The ingredients in this recipe are simple. We have flour, brown or white sugar, salt, and we are using some ice cold water, which we are going to talk about. Into the bowl, add the flour, salt, sugar, and you want to mix it up. Distribute it evenly, and now we're going to start adding our cold water. Cold water slows down the gluten development. Too much gluten in pastry can make the pastry tough. It also keeps the fat nice and chilled because your hands can also heat up the fat. Roll it into a shaggy dough. You don't need it to be smooth. Once it is formed, shape it into a rough square shape. Wrap it tight into a plastic wrap and let it rest in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. This lets the gluten relax, making it much easier to roll out later. Now let's make our butter block. Using a large piece of parchment paper, fold it into half. We are creating a 10-inch by 10-inch butter block. You can draw a 10-inch by 10-inch square with a ruler, or you can do as I am doing, use an inch tape and create guidelines. Now I'm going to fold my guidelines to create the perfect square, making sure that I create beautiful sharp seams. Try to get at least 2 inches of overlap all the way around because this will prevent the butter from seeping out of the pockets. Now let's do the last side. This is not my favorite method, but it makes the butter block perfect every time. Once you flip it over, you should get the perfect 10 by 10-inch square. Open your parchment paper and place 1.5 cup of softened unsalted butter in the center. Fold it back over, and you want to start pushing the butter towards the guideline. But you don't want to go over the guideline because it's going to mess up the shape of the square. Strain and tame the butter before you fold it back into the parchment paper. This is the perfect opportunity to pull back any butter that went over the guideline. Fold each seam with the butter inside. Turn it over and continue to distribute by pushing the butter into each corner. If you do decide to make the barrage using cold butter, it's going to be a little more challenging because you have to beat the butter into shape. Once the butter has been evenly distributed, simply use the rolling pin and roll the butter into shape, and it's supposed to distribute evenly. Using cold butter to do this is much more difficult. 100% butter is the best option. You don't want to use margarine to do this. Now that you have gotten it right, place it in the freezer for about 15 minutes to firm up. After 15 minutes, you have a very firm. You don't want to encase it when it's this firm. I will set this aside and let it increase in temperature while I roll out the dough. Dusting flour here is your best friend. You want to dust your surface and place your chilled dough down. You will also dust the top of the dough to prevent it from sticking. Roll the dough back and forth because you are looking for length If you have gotten this far into the video, give the video a thumbs up, which helps my YouTube channel to grow by reaching more people, to help me grow and to make better content. And you want to keep it in shape as you go along because you want a really nice square shape. Make it a little bigger than the butter block, using the butter block as a guide. You can add it as a kite, or you can simply place it as a square and stretch to reach the points. Our butter has increased in temperature. Open one half of the parchment paper and flip it onto the dough. Remove the parchment paper from the butter. If you can see, it's very pliable, but it's not breaking. And that's exactly how you want to encase the butter. Encase the butter as an envelope, as if you were going to write a Christmas letter, ensuring that you press the seams and no butter is seeping. Your overlaps should be at least 1.5 inches over. Completely hide the butter and inspect it to make sure that it is overlapping. Dust the surface, and now we're going to flip it onto the other side. We have a small piece of brown sugar left, but that's okay because we're going to roll it all out. We're going to roll it front to back because we are looking for length. We are doing more length than width. Keep shifting the dough onto the flour to make sure that it is not sticking because it can tear the dough. At this point, if you see any air bubbles, use a toothpick or a sharp tool to pop them. You want to start doing this at the initial stages. As you roll, you want to use your rolling pin as a guide to keep a perfect rectangle. Flip it over onto the other side with the seams up, and now we're going to fold it into a single book fold. Bring the first short end into the center and use the other short end to go onto the other end. Dust the surface to make sure that it's not sticking. Ensuring that it is not sticking is your security to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Now we're going to place this into a plastic wrap, onto a tray, and into the refrigerator for the second turn. Refrigerate for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, you want to dust your surface again if you did not clean up. Dust the top, and we are going to roll this out gently. We are rolling the pastry to twice in length than the first roll and fold that we did. The side of the pastry that has the rolls will receive the length of the second turn, which is also known as the roll and fold. The smooth side of the first turn will receive the width. You want to keep using dusting flour as you go along, but the flour will vary. You just want to do it enough that your dough isn't sticking and you feel comfortable. This will also depend on the type of surface that you are rolling on. Keeping the pastry uniformed in a rectangular shape prevents a lot of wastage, because at the end, when you are ready to make your pastries, you are not going to be doing a lot of trimming, and most of it will be used to make the pastry. You will just need to do minor trimming. We are going to be doing a double book fold. You want to fold on each end and bring it close to half. Lightly dust each fold if necessary, but you want to make sure that you are dusting off the excess flour as you are going along. And then we're going to fold it in half again. Make sure that you dust off any excess flour as you go along. Place it in a plastic wrap, wrap it up, and you will place it in the refrigerator for another 40 minutes. The traditional method calls for about 6 turns, which is 6 rolls and folds, but we can do that and get 627 layers. However, I am going to be stopping at 3 roll and fold because 3 is the base amount of turns. So we're going to roll it again. We want to be really precise in terms of the shaping of the pastry. Anything can go wrong at this point. The butter can seep through and the layers can collapse. If you have any questions about the recipe or you have a recipe request, drop it down in the comment section and I will be sure to respond. Taking a closer look, you can see the pieces of butter inside throughout the pastry, and that is exactly what you want to see. As I mentioned before, you don't want to use margarine to do this. Lard or even Crisco is a good option. You want to fold it again into a double book fold. Do one final dusting, do one final coating if necessary. Place it into a plastic wrap, then into a parchment paper. At this stage, you want to wrap your pastry and you want to place it in the freezer for approximately overnight to 1 day. That's where you get the best texture. When you are ready to use your pastry, the reveal should be something really nice and beautiful. You should see layers of butter dough going all the way through. The butter will steam up and create those beautiful air pockets and the light golden flakiness. Our next recipe will be a Trinidad douglas roll, which promises to be a very detailed one. You don't want to miss it. We have now come to the end of our recipe. If you enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up, a subscribe. Help me to grow my YouTube channel by sharing. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, and see you in another one of my recipes.